Hello, today I'm going to be telling you how to sow your carrot seeds using a free template. What you're looking at here is a 10-inch pot. It's already filled with soil. It has a grid pattern resting on the soil. We have a matchstick, we have a small container with some water in, and we have some split lentils. These are going to be our pretend carrot seeds, and the reason we're using these is twofold. Firstly, they're more easily seen, but secondly, here in the UK we're moving into winter, and I'm not looking to be sowing carrot seeds at the beginning of winter. So we'll use these split lentil seeds in place of carrot seeds. Okay. Now, in the comments I've had on previous videos where I've actually used this grid pattern to sow carrot seeds, I've had lots of subscribers and visitors alike coming to me and saying, well, where do we get hold of one of these grids? How am I going to get one of these? And the only answer I could give really was that this was some old plastic netting that I had, and I simply cut a disc out of it. But I appreciate not everybody has some old plastic netting that they can do that from. So I'm going to give you an alternative, and I feel fairly confident that you'll be able to get the materials required to use in the manufacturer of a template. Okay. So I'll just clear this table off now, and then I'll talk a bit more about this free template. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you a template that's available free. And what I'm going to do at some point in this video is tell you how to get this free template. But let me show you what you would be getting when you go for your free template. Okay, now there are only two pot sizes available at the moment. One's a 10-inch pot and one's a 12-inch pot, and that equates to, I believe, a 5-gallon bucket. So if you're growing 10-inch pots or 5-gallon buckets, there is a template for you. In fact, there are several templates for you, and all you have to do is print them off when I tell you where to go to get access to the templates. Okay, I'll show you what you can expect with respect to the 10-inch pot template, then I'll show you what you can expect with respect to the 5-gallon bucket template. Okay. This is what we're going to make our template out of. This is a paper template. Clearly, if we're going to print a template out, we can't print a 10-inch diameter template out on a piece of A4 paper because it's only about 8 inches wide. So we need two pieces of this template to make one. And when we get to the 5-gallon bucket template, you'll see we need to print off 4 pieces of template to make one. Does that make sense? I hope you can see this. Right, so what we need to do to make this a template is to, this is how I do it, but there may be other ways of doing it, is fold it along this line. Okay, and then superimpose it on top of the other half until it lines up. Does that look lined up to you? It looks lined up to me. It lines up like so, and there's your template, and there's your 19 positions for sowing the seed. Okay, if this were for a 12-inch pot, if this were for a 5-gallon bucket, clearly this would be a bigger diameter. Okay, now what I will tell you now, so that I don't forget in the making of this video, that the materials I'm going to tell you to use are slightly too big for what you want them for, so there is some trimming to be done. Okay, so we get this far and we sellotape it together. That's our template, right? And that's what it looks like, sellotaped together. Okay, that's our template. Right. What we do next is we cut it out. That's our template now. That's the top of a 10-inch pot, 10-inch water bucket. Okay, so we've cut it out. Then what I suggest you do is, for the 10-inch pot, a 10-inch pizza base is ideal, but it does need trimmed, because when this sits in the pot, it needs to actually sit on the soil, not on the top rim of the pot with a gap below it to the soil, right on top of the soil. So it needs to fit inside the 10-inch pot at the top of the pot, so it will sit on the soil that you filled that pot with. So this is a 10-inch pizza base. If you're growing in 5-gallon buckets, I would suggest that perhaps a 12-inch pizza base will do that job for you. But if you don't want to work with pizza bases, cardboard, hardboard, anything, just to make it a bit more, less flimsy, a bit more permanent. And we tape the template to it. We use these paper clips to secure the template to it. Okay. Now we need to produce some holes. Voila! These are some holes I produced earlier by simply pushing a pencil through the template. Okay, let's finish this one off. Just line it up, mind your fingers on the other side, push it through, line it up, push it through. This won't take a minute, and then we'll quickly move on to how you're going to use these things. But what I will do is I'm going to show you the 5-gallon bucket template. Now, I haven't got a 12-inch pizza base because I don't need one, because I don't grow in 5-gallon buckets. But this is what you'll be doing, or at least this is what I suggest you do if you're growing in 5-gallon buckets. Okay, how long did that take? Not long, did it? Now, the polystyrene wants to flake on the underside, and that is a problem in terms of it might want to pick the seed when you plant the seed. I'll explain that a bit more later. But when you put this on top of the pot, you need to be careful how you put your seeds through these holes. Okay. Just before I bring the 5-gallon template into the shot, I'll just tell you something about this, right? If you sat that on top of your pot now, and if you popped a seed through each one of those, so that you planted 19 seeds, you then have to take that off your pot. And as you take it off your pot, you may find that some of the seeds stick to the underside of it. It's happened with me before. So I would suggest that if you're going to plant your seeds through these holes, that you make them a bit bigger, that you start them with a pencil, but then make them a bigger hole so you can actually see what you're doing. Let's take this off here and see what it looks like. And then we'll, as I've said, we'll do that 5-gallon template. There we go. How's that looking? How's that looking? Okay. Now we'll put that to one side. We'll move these paper clips. And I'll show you the template for the 5-gallon. Okay, now as I've already said, you need 4 of these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And when you shuffle them together and tape them, that's what you get. That would fit nicely on the top of some soil in a 5-gallon bucket. Okay. Right, I'm going to bring the pot back into the picture, and I'm going to show you how to use your newly made template. What we'll do is we'll take this mesh off and we'll use the template that we've just made to sow these pretend carrot seeds. Okay, now that's sitting nicely on top of that soil, and that soil has got a nice flat surface on it. Okay, and that's important because we're going to make some marks on that surface that we want to be able to see. Now, at this point, if you wanted to, you could just pop your seeds through there. That'd space them out. Problem is, when you lift this off, some of your seeds will stick to the underside of this polystyrene, unless you make these holes much bigger so that there's plenty clearance for the seed. But this is how I'm going to use this template. Okay, I'm simply going to mark the soil below using a pencil and take this template off. Okay, what we'll do is we'll put our finger on here so we know where we're starting, and we'll go around the outside ring first so we don't miss any. Now hopefully that's marked the soil so that when I take this template off, I've got 19 locations marked where I can sow a seed. Now this is the first time I've done this, so if it doesn't work, you're going to get this warts and all. Last one in the middle. Right, we take this off. Can you see those or not? I'll just tip this slightly, and sometimes the light catches and sometimes the light doesn't catch. I hope you can see those, but these are the small planting holes that we've made. Now remember, carrots don't need to go into any great depth, so we're not looking to poke this pencil in 3 inches. We're just looking to get that very short length in there, 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 inch tops. Okay. Now I wouldn't normally stand these on here, but I need to do this for the purpose of this video so that you can see me do it. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to wet the end of this matchstick and pick up one of these carrot seeds. How easy was that? How easy was that? Now what we're going to do is we're going to put it in the planting hole using the matchstick, and then we're going to close that hole up with our finger so that we've sown that seed. Now we know there is a seed in that hole because it isn't on the end of the matchstick, and we won't plant another seed in there because we've closed that hole up, so we know where we've started at. Okay, pop that one in, just close the hole up, pull the matchstick out, seeds left in there. Okay, now you're not going to want to watch me go the whole way around this, so what I'm going to do is just sow a few of these and then skip on to the end of this video and then tell you where to get your template from. But you must admit, this is dead easy. And the other thing is, I would suggest you do this indoors. You're not going to hold a carrot seed on the end of a matchstick outdoors. It's just not going to happen, is it? So you're doing this indoors. Pop it in the hole, close the hole up, pull the matchstick out, check that the seed's gone. Bob's your uncle. Couldn't be easier, could it? Okay, so if you're still with me, and I hope you are, I'm going to tell you how to get this template now, those paper templates. I want you to visit another site I want you to go and visit Abaroths World. I'll put a link in the text below this video. If you pop over to Abaroths World, you'll be able to print these templates off totally free of charge. Please, while you're there, you may want to look around the site, see what else there is of interest there. You might want to thank Abaroth for providing those templates, and while you're there, tell him Home Grown Veg sent you. Okay? This is Home Grown Veg, signing out.